Hey guys, Ja Lord here. Got a little news story I want to talk about. I'm a little late getting to this because this incident happened a week ago. I have been following every update since then. I have been trying to make sure my facts are straight and my information correct before forming an opinion, and I have formed an opinion. Now I will share that opinion with you. So last week, in the great city of Paris, a 22-year-old woman was physically assaulted by a male assailant after telling him to shut up because he was making all these obscene sexual comments and slurs to her, and so forth. This happened in a cafe area, and the security camera nearby captured the whole incident on video. And the video has since been uploaded to YouTube, and it has caused national outrage in France at the street harassment, catcalling, and violence against women in the city of Paris, and in other parts of the country as well. Against street harassment, catcalling, and any kind of violence against women, that's wonderful, good for you. However, I do not approve personally of the way the Macron administration is responding to this. So the Macron administration has responded to this particular incident by passing a series of laws targeting street harassers, catcallers, people taking upskirt shots on their cameras and so forth. Any kind of street harassment and catcalling, which under this new law includes any kind of sexual and sexist comments, gestures, and so forth, can be punishable by stiff fines of like 90 to 750 euros. And taking upskirt shots, which is something I'm definitely opposed to without consent, is punishable by fines of up to 15,000 euros and or up to a year in jail under the new laws that the Macron administration that just passed and took effect and they're going to take effect in September. I personally, while these are serious issues that need to be addressed, I do not believe that legislating them is a good idea for a number of reasons. First of all, the assailant in the video, I saw what he looked like. He kind of resembled a North African Arab based on the security cam footage. Like the assailant had like lightly tanned skin, black t-shirt, fatigues on, and he had like long afro textured hair that went down to the nape of his neck and where his neck meets his shoulders. Definitely a beard. And I couldn't see much of his facial features, but from the half a second or so I saw of the guy's face, his eyes seemed kind of hooded, very dark, and his nose was kind of curved like an eagle's beak. So this guy looks like somebody who could be of Arabic/North African descent. Not that that matters anyway, but given France's history in North Africa from 1830 to 1960, and how they've been treating the Arab population from the former French Empire living in their country today, I have a feeling that these new anti-harassment laws that the Macron administration passed are going to disproportionately target Arab men with harassment accusations, so forth, while white men are going to get like less scrutinized. And the victim of this attack said that like laws aren't the best way to tackle this thing, and that education is the best way to tackle this level of abuse. I think education is the best way to tackle not only street harassment, catcalling, violence against women, but a lot of other things too. Like I personally think that like parents, educators, etc., should really teach people not to call, not to harass people, not to make comments like this guy was making from an early age. not have like a mixed message culture where they're teaching guys one thing, act, and girls another. I especially don't approve of legislation like this passing in America because the justice system in America is rooted in white supremacy, and the systemic racism that's present in our justice system in America, if these kinds of laws were passed in America, they'd be paid for with the blood of countless black and brown lives. And you'd see like black men, brown men, etc., getting the bulk of charges for like street harassment, catcalling, etc. While white men will be getting a free pass if that kind of legislation passed in America. Another thing I'd like to bring up, Macron wanted to talk about this because he married his high school teacher. First met when he was 15 and in her class. And she's like 15 years his senior, and then they stayed in touch and got married when he turned 18, something like that. Macron now is like 41 years old and she's like 65, 66. Macron's one to talk if you ask me. Well, I've gotten my thoughts out about the incident in Paris that happened last week and resulted in this legislation that I don't like being passed. And like I said before, this kind of legislation is going to impact communities of color, especially the Arab and North African communities in France, and if this kind of law ever passed in America, the black and brown communities. Like I said before, I think educating is parents and teachers should teach kids not to catcall, not to harass people, not to bully people, not to physically assault people like that from an early age. Not everything is the government's responsibility. On a different note, I've been seeing commercials for the new Slender Man movie that looks really, really scary and something I kind of might want to see actually. And probably going to go see it Friday since I have off work that day. Then when I get home, I'll probably make a review video for that and share with you my thoughts on that movie. That is it for today, folks. Peace.